Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, Welch and Company Jewelers, and our great friends over at myhottub.com. If you're looking for that brand new hot tub, go ahead and see the website before your visit, myhottub.com, or if you are in and around Central New York, stop by Destiny USA and see the showcase. 2 wins to start the series, 2 losses to end the series for the New York Yankees. They end up splitting at Fenway Park over 4 games. And frankly, after Game 2, you kind of felt good that this team was going to be able to sweep, especially with a lead in Game 3. But multiple blown leads by the Yankees, some really shaky starting pitching, and terrible defense and all the rest allowed Boston to kind of get into it. And credit the Red Sox. They put some good swings on the ball, as the game went on, and won the last 2. The Red Sox will be heard from. I know that I've been texting with some of my Red Sox guys, who are like, the bullpen still sucks. The starting pitching still sucks. Yeah, they have a pretty good lineup, and you've got a couple of pitchers at least. Now, will Heimblum go at the trade deadline and get people? I don't know. He's been known to kind of stuff his money in his pockets at this particular point. They didn't sign Mookie Betts. They did cash out for Trevor Story, but we'll see what they do at the trade deadline. They have Alex Cora, a guy who keeps them together and gives them a chance every single time out because he's that good of a manager. I think from the Yankee perspective, I don't think it's an enormous problem that they lost the last 2 games. But you have Houston now creeping up. They're only 5 games behind you, and the Yankees can ill afford to not get the number 1 seed in the postseason, because you don't want to play those 4 games if it goes 7 in Houston in the ALCS, if both teams, of course, were to get that far. But the Yankees have glaring holes. There's no question about it. That was a game defensively that hasn't happened last night all year for New York, so I'm not really worried about that. Anthony Rizzo makes that play 9 out of 10 times. DJ LeMahieu doesn't make those errors 9 out of 10 times. Let the outfielders catch the ball and all the rest. It was just a bad defensive game. Guys made mistakes, and you're allowed to make a mistake. It's 162 games. Michael Jordan missed free throws as well. So I'm not worried from that standpoint, but I do look at the big picture with the postseason, and I'm just not sure if the New York Yankees are a team you fear. I mean, despite this record clip and all the rest in the regular season, I just don't know if you fear the New York Yankees in October. Now, if they go into the postseason with more arms than they have now, do they go out and get a Castillo? Do they go out and get even position players like a Benintendi and finally release Gallo and get rid of some of these guys, some of this dead weight? Maybe then, I would go in and think that they're the World Series frontrunner. But at this particular point, because I think the pitching is coming back a little bit, as I predicted in the beginning of the year. In fact, in the beginning of the year, in my preseason predictions, I thought the Yankees didn't have enough pitching. And for April, May, June, and, not really a tonnage lie, but a little bit, they proved me wrong. Well, yeah, but what about sustainability? We still got to get through July, August, September, and then the postseason. And now guys are throwing innings that they haven't thrown before. I mean, Nestor Cortez, Jamison Tyone, you're starting to see cracks in the armor there. So we'll see what happens, but the Yankees definitely need some starting pitching. They got to get back on the win train here a little bit, and, of course, preserving the bullpen. It starts with that starting rotation going deep into games. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by our great friends at Burton Ace Hardware, Bowers & Company, CPAs, Ken's Auto Detailing, and Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. Get your finances in order with Brian Comboy today. Advisors.massmutual.com. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports, and please do like this video and subscribe to my channel. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.